So educators who wish to share your regular problems that you come across while dealing with the parents, you can definitely share with us. So we have 5 minutes for time for that. You can. Parvati ma'am, can you just share a few things as in what are the basic issues that you come across while dealing with the parents? Okay. Snehali ma'am, would you wish to share?
Good evening, sir. This is Kiran here.
Yes, sir, please.
Actually, the basic problem in the schools we face during the PTMs when the parents come and they talk to the teachers and the teachers explain about the academic performance. The parents they're not willing to accept that in they say that in whom he's very good, he answers all the questions and everything, but then why he's not performing in school actually. So we say that the student is not paying attention in the class or other things, but the from other side the parents are not expecting that this answer will be coming from the teachers. Okay,
Mm,
but the problem is at home the students are very much, what we can say, they are attentive, but same is not there in the school actually, and when we say the same thing to parents they don't accept. That's the problem
mm.
actually. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So acceptance, um, accepting the child the way he is not, 100% from the end of the parents. I understand. I mean, anyone else who wish to share few problems that you come across while dealing with parents? Punita ma'am, would you wish to share few problems that you come across while dealing with parents?
Yes, sir. Parents, they are overprotective towards their children, and they always blame the teacher for whatever wrong they find in their students. They always listen to their child, and whatever the teacher is suggesting, they ignore that point and always blame.
Okay, okay. So that is also one thing that we come across. Blaming the teacher, making the teacher responsible for each and every uh, fault of the child. Yes. Anyone else who wish to share?
So actually, when the students go home, we are expecting that some sort of help should be given by the parents also to get the work done from the children at home. Actually, so okay,
Mm,
the parents expect that everything has to be done by the school itself, in the school itself. Yeah. So it's not easy that much actually. Yes.
yeah. That is also, especially this case is found in middle school in rare and primary. So this is a very regular problem that parents want everything to be done within the school itself, and the child has to be free completely after going home. That is also there. Anyone else who wish to share your problems that you come across while dealing with parents? Yes. Anyone else who wish to share?
Sir, they can't handle one or two children at home, but they expect the teacher to handle 40 children individual by giving individual attention to each and everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Individual attention is a great issue these days. Yeah, everyone wants every parent wants his or her child to be given individual attention. That is true. Anyone
Basically,
else?
actually, sir, when we give the seats, actually, say daily in the classroom, the sitting arrangement is made rotation wise, right, sir? So every child has
Yes.
to get one day he should sit in the front bench, actually. But what the
Mm,
parents, some parents expect actually, my child, as he's not a good performer in the academics, he should be
mm,
sitting in the front itself. So again, becomes a
yes.
controversy to explain the other parents also, actually.
I understand. Mm, yes. Yes. Anyone else? Because why we are moderating this discussion is that when we discuss, we come across several points which are common for each one of us. And then, while the resource person is going to take the session, okay, knowingly or unknowingly, these points are being addressed. So that is what is the intention of, moderating a discussion prior in hand before we start the session. That's how it is. Anyone else who would wish to share your problems while you're dealing with parents?
Parents
Subhash.
complaining about their child. Other students are getting more marks, and my ward is getting less marks. These are comparing with two children.
Comparisons, yes. Not only children in the classroom, but they also compare with the children among their relatives. My cousin's child is doing better. He's of same age, but he does better than my child. Why is it when we are comparing, my child is not up to the mark or to the level of the other children? This is something which is regularly, observed. Yes.
Basically, like, when the students they leave the schools actually frequently, they keep on changing the schools as they are not good in academics mostly. When they attend the new schools, again it is problematic for the new school to attend the history, to understand the history of that child, what he is lacking in actually say. And by the time the child goes to the above middle school, somewhere around 8th, 9th and 10th, it becomes difficult to solve those problems. So again the problem comes to the teachers only. You have not taught my child this and that. So again, it's a controversy against the problems.
Yes, that is there.
Sir, and
Jayashree.
most
Yes, ma'am.
so actually most of them have covered what are the concerns, but then as already it was addressed, parents they feel that once when their children are left in school, they just wanted their child to come out as a master. They wanted the child to learn everything in school, and the parents are not ready to take up any of the initiation in training them or monitoring or whatever it is. So it is like, they are sent to school, and once they come out from the school, they should be well versed in everything. So they are not ready to support in any means. They just blindly tell that, most of the time they spend in school and very less time they are at home. So, most of the time they are with you, and it is, they are under your control. So, it is your duty, or, that is what most of the time we feel like, parents, they are also not ready to support or give equal care to their children.
Yes, yes. I understand. Hmm. That is also there. Don't you believe at times expectations of the parents are really high? Um,
Yes, yes, true, sir. Their
they
expectations are
don't
too
try to
high.
understand the existing intelligence
That's
in their
scenario.
children. Yes. And
Exactly.
yeah, and they try to be over, and they expect more from their children, which is scientifically not appropriate. So, uh,
Exactly.
yeah, that's how it is. And don't you think we are also the victims of, uh, those family issues at times the parents have? We are the victims
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
stress. We are the victims of the
Yes.
stress of the parents. We are the victims of the hard work of the parents, isn't it? I believe they come to schools with these things in their mind and they just try to, say, what do we say, like pour such sort of things upon us. And there are people who say it on the face also. We have our own stress. Now you have to listen to us. This is how, at times, we come across such sort of statements also. Marina, ma'am, what do you think? What are the major issues that you come across dealing with
So all
parents?
teachers have already stated the issues, which are very, very correct. Along with that, there are other issues also. Like I teach in the kindergarten section, so children don't finish their food on time. Then the parents expect you to keep feeding them till they start vomiting. Then they'll ask you why hasn't, and if you make them stop eating the tiffin since they are vomiting, they'll say my child hasn't finished his tiffin. So why has the child not finished his tiffin? Why? What were you doing? Why didn't you see my child? The child is full till here. How much more to feed him? That's also one problem. Then his pencil he lost his pencil. You look for it. He lost the rubber. You look for it. every responsibility is put onto the teacher's head. So how much is the teacher going to look after the children? There are 40 children in the class. If 40, they are all new, they're small children. They keep losing their things. If the teacher is going to keep looking for their pencils and rubbers and sharpeners, when am I going to teach? It takes 20 to 30 minutes to check out all the bags, where so much time is going in checking their bags, whose rubber is where. So when am I going to teach?
I understand. I understand. So thank you, participants, for coming up with the issues that you come across on every day, or daily basis, or weekly basis, whatever it is. However, we are victims of all these things. Now let us see like what our resource person has got to tell us. So now let me invite Mrs. Kodur Parvati, Headmistress of Unison School, Hyderabad. Yeah, you are not audible, Parvati ma'am. Just check your connectivity or audio.
So
Check your
now,
audio. Yeah, now you're audible. Yes. So do you want me
I'm
to
not
share
able
the?
to hear you.
You have to remove this thing, ma'am. No, remove it. Remove it. You are audible to us.
Turn up volume. Yes, sir.
You are audible to us, ma'am.
Now I'm able to hear you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I'm so sorry to trouble you all.
No, that's okay. You can seek permission for screen share, or do you want me to share the?
I want you to share, sir. I just rename
Fine.
myself. So, shall I start, sir? Should I
Yes,
start?
ma'am.
Okay, sir. So, good evening, everyone. This is Lakshmi Koduru. A warm welcome to all the participants who are here. So, today's my session is about handling difficult parents. So, we all know, right? We might have come across so many situations in our daily life, maybe through PTMs or through other conversations with the parents. There are so many situations, like conflict sometimes disheartening conversations, which always troubles the educators, which always troubles the teachers, right? For which today, through this session, let's understand how to deal these kind of parents. Okay, so my next slide. So we'll start with the nice quote. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. A quote by Stephen Covey. This is a beautiful quote by Stephen, which tells us the first and foremost thing that we need to do as educators or whoever, as a normal person, is first need to listen to other person, understand what other person is trying to convey. And only then we need to try to put in our own points, right? Quite often what happens when parent approaches with frustration or with a concern, we get into defensive mode, right? Because we are not in a position of taking it at times. We are already had enough in our lives, and then we get irritated and we're totally into defensive mode, which is actually not right. It's important for us to pause, listen carefully, and understand from their perspective. That's very, very important. So today we will just have an activity. So next slide. Okay, first we'll know what are the learning objectives of today's session. So can someone help me to read out these points? So what are we going to learn today from the
Yes.
today's session from handling difficult parents? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. May I?
Yeah, please.
By the end of this session, participants
ma'am,
will be able to understand the challenges of dealing with difficult parents. Next, second point is identify common types of difficult parents' behavior and their underlying causes. Next, third one is develop effective communication strategies to handle difficult conversation with parents. Fourth one is apply conflict resolutions techniques to maintain a positive and professional relationship. And the last one is build trust and partnership with parents to support student success.
Yes. So through this session, through this ongoing session, we'll be understanding what are the challenges that we all face in the school, with the parents. And then we'll identify the common types of parents, like how many different types of parents are there. And we'll understand during what kind of scenarios we have to take what kind of solutions. And then we'll develop effective communication strategies, like how to handle parents through our communication when we converse with them. And next is apply conflict resolution techniques. Then this is to maintain, like without any conflict being created, we have to understand how do we manage with using different techniques. The communication, how do we manage using different techniques? And finally, it's very important that we all have to build the trust with the parents. And how to build the trust, how is it possible? We'll understand that. Okay, so first let's start the ice-breaking activity. Here I have few scenarios. Like we'll understand each scenario, and then we'll figure out what kind of a solution it is to be taken there. Okay, so any one of the teacher can take up a scenario. Read out the scenario for me.
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
Yes. Scenario 1. Parent upset about child's lower grade. I'm really concerned about my child's recent grades. He's always been a good student, but his marks have dropped significantly. I feel like he's not being given a fair chance.
So you agree, we as parents as well, when our kids doesn't score good marks, we get so panic, and so at times, see, the parent who understands situation, they cope up. The parents who are not in a situation to accept things, they are so concerned, they are worried. So here, I want you all are teachers and we all are educators here, right? I want someone as a teacher. If you are a teacher, if a parent had come in with this kind of a concern that lower grades, the child has scored lower grades, and what is the solution that you are going to give to the parent? As a teacher, I want you to understand the situation and how do you react to a parent in this situation. I want someone to take up a role play.
To understand actually what is the problem he is facing and the child is facing actually, and afterwards finding the solution for that, just like you can give the extra worksheets to him solve at home, or what can you say, we can make the child to come and meet for extra time so that he can clear the doubts actually.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Because each teacher will have their own perspective, right?
We can find out like if there is any concern about the child, if at all he was a good student, maybe something at home or something is disturbing him. So we can find out what is the reason behind him not getting good marks recently and address that issue maybe.
Correct. Correct, ma'am. So here basically anyone else who want to share their own, like being teachers, we might have always had this issue, right? Always, most of the time we'll have parents coming in saying the child scored lower grades. What else? I want someone to come up with even more ideas so that will be helpful for the other members in the group.
Ma'am,
As a teacher,
Yeah, Beulah, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as a teacher, like we know how the students progress at school. Probably when he's at school, like how is his progress and how is his attention in the classes, everything. As a teacher, we would know at school how is he, and we can also tell the parent if we find that there is some kind of change in the child, and obviously we will address that to the parent. Likewise, when the parent approaches, we can also have that, if the child is very attentive in the classes, and if you don't find any concerns in school, maybe what about at home? How is the, maybe of that area?
Good, ma'am. So thanks. Each teacher has their own perspective, right? So basically, we will see. Like the next slide is the solution. Just let's go to the solution. So someone has given me here, find what type of learner the child is and use find what of learner the child is and use different kinds of teaching aids. Okay, based on the child's learning styles, we can decide on what we have to do as a teacher. So is the parent happy when you communicate this way? Are you confident that you can make a parent happy by giving the right inputs? Or do some teachers, they feel scared, or they have the fear factor when a parent comes in with few regards. They feel like parent is always ready to bounce on the teachers or something like that. So here what I would suggest is, never we should take it as a negative thing. When a parent comes in, it is their perspective. They have seen the child dropping their score. That's the reason they're coming and requesting for a support from the teacher, right? So in this regard, as so many other members have shared their own opinion, it's good that a teacher takes it positively and then giving the confidence to the parent on what areas we are going to take care, and what are the best strategies or teaching aids that we are going to use to help the child learn even better, right? So let's see the solutions. So the next slide. Yeah. Fatima, can you read this out for me?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the solutions here are mentioned. Listen actively and empathetically. Provide specific feedback. Identify possible causes. Collaborative strategies. Create an action plan. And maintain open communication.
Yes, correct. So listen actively and empathetically. So what does it mean? Being a good listener, when you listen carefully to a parent, when you understand the concern without interrupting the parent, and when you acknowledge their feelings. Obviously they are in pain and they're coming to you and sharing their sad feelings, right? So when you acknowledge their feelings and show that you understand their worry and you're there to take care of them with different kind of strategies, it's really going to help the parent. So next point is provide specific feedback. So what does it mean? Provide specific feedback. What does the specific feedback mean here? So anyways, see, rather than speaking randomly, so when you know a child, rather than giving a random answer or an in general answer, it is very important you speak to the parent with the evidences, with the proofs where the child is actually lagging. What is the need? What kind of help the child needs? What kind of a support is needed by the parents to collaborate and work with the teachers? So this helps the parent understand that the concern is based on concrete observation. So when you observe things, when you have evidences, when you give a proper feedback, parent is really happy with your feedback. Now identify possible causes. So discuss the reasons for the drop in the grades. Why did the grade drops? So what is the main reason of the grade drops, and what kind of support can be rendered to the child? Consider if the child is struggling with specific subject. It's not that a child should be good in all the subjects, right? If a child is weak in Hindi, you have to inform that this is the possible cause. Hindi, because the child is weak at spellings or the child is weak at some other area. These are the possible causes for which the child has scored less. Somebody is saying here, Sanyogita, specific feedback can be related to his academic, his strength and weakness. Absolutely right, ma'am. So not necessary that every time we are going to speak about the child's weakness, right? So we can talk about where the child is really good at, and also the areas where the child needs support. Like example, I was giving about Hindi. Most of the children, they have a problem with the languages, right? So why the problem is lying there, and what is the solution that has to be given? And obviously we should take the support of the parent too. Next, collaborative strategies. So you have to suggest them to collaborate with us. Like you have to see every time the blame being taken by the teacher is not necessary. So if you figure out the areas where the child is finding difficult, you can tell them that, okay, like we are going to give some remedial support for the child, some remedial classes for the child for that particular subject, and then some peer tutoring if necessary. Or else you can also suggest, like, how many of you might have heard about, like we all do this in few schools, like adoption policy. When a child is not doing good, we do this, we have this adoption policy in place wherein a teacher adopts a child. Did you ever come across this? Do you ever, I mean, any of the teachers have this policy in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See, many of the school do this. If a child is little weak in few of the areas, then the support is rendered by the child is allotted to few teachers. Like the teacher takes care of the child entirely. So this we do in our school also. There are few schools which also does this. And then you can also tell them, like, we have given the peer tutoring support, or we have given a special, we have conducting a special class. Like we also have subject enrichment programs wherein the child is being tried to focus on the areas where the child is lacking, all such things. Your school does it, ma'am, really good. So it really helps. I have seen some schools doing this, and the child develops. We have seen the development in the child, progress in the child. So in such regards, we can ask the parent, like, can you please help us in monitoring the child's progress when we give this extra task to the child? Okay, create an action plan. You can also work together with the parent to develop a clear plan with goals. You need to put it in a place, like, within this 2 months, let's finish off this task given to him. And within the other 3 months, let's work on this. And this should happen with parent support. Then the parent will also realize the hard work that's being done by the teachers. Next, it is maintain open communication. This is also very important. You have to always keep the lines of communication open after whenever you meet with the parent. And then you have to provide regular updates to the child's progress, and encourage the parent to reach out anytime whenever they want. And obviously there is a time slot given for all the schools to meet the parents, right? Like few schools say that from 3:30 to 4:30 we meet the parents. Few schools say that only on Saturdays we meet the parents, or second Saturdays or fourth Saturdays. So you have to ensure that these kind of parents who have issues, they have to be given a certain timelines wherein they are called on regular basis, and you have to give your updates and take updates from them as well. So next slide, sir. Okay, here is one more scenario. Someone can read this out for me?
Ma'am, may I?
Yeah, please. Marina, ma'am, please.
Scenario 2, parent frustrated about bullying complaints. My child comes home every day complaining that other kids are picking on him. He started to hate school. Why isn't this being addressed?
Yeah, did you ever come across this kind of complaint? Bullying complaint. Did you ever come across this complaint, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
So give me an example. What kind of a bullying you happened wherein you were answerable for the parent?
There was a child in my class last year. He this habit of getting up from his place and then going to the other children and then whacking them and then coming back and sitting in his own place. And he would do that. He would also take their things. Whatever he liked, he would just snatch it away. So this was becoming a regular affair every day, every time. So the parents would come and complain to me that, ma'am, please keep this child away from our child because he's whacking them, and along with that, he's taking their things away and all.
Which class, ma'am?
Kindergarten.
Oh. In kindergarten, this is obvious, this is very much natural. But then bullying is a very sensitive issue, right? It's a very sensitive issue which should be addressed very carefully. So any other teacher who wants to, any other person who wants to share their experiences? In kindergartens and all, we have these kind of small issues that needs to be addressed carefully, because mummies are very emotional here. Mummies and daddies are very emotional here. बच्चे को कुछ हो गया तो बस उनके जान निकल जाता है. So it's like that, right? So we should be very careful. So how about the yeah, I got some here, ma'am. We have a concept of high tea. High tea, okay, where parents are called by giving an appointment and then have a healthy discussion on it and getting a constructive plan for child's betterment. This is a good idea, right? So it happens on a regular basis, ma'am, monthly wise or weekly basis. Okay, so it happens on a regular basis. It's actually a good idea. See, always when we call parents, when we interact with parents, it becomes easy for us. It becomes easy for us to solve many issues. Anybody else who wants to share? Because bullying in higher classes are really in different angles. In primary wings and all, bullying is something which is manageable. In higher grades, again, it becomes really difficult for a teacher to manage. Anyone have any other experiences? Okay, fine. So let's see what should be the solution. So next slide. Yes. So as I said, bullying is a very sensitive issue, and parents, you should understand that, parents are never happy when a child is emotional. They are very protective. Parents are very protective, right? So when something goes wrong with the child, they become very emotional. So we have to manage these kind of situation very tactfully. So can someone help me in reading out these points?
Yes, ma'am. Listen with empathy and validation. Gather
Okay.
specific information. Share what you have observed. Explain school policies and procedures. Develop an action plan together. Follow up regularly. Involve support staff if needed.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. So again, here the same thing. We have to listen with empathy and validation. Empathy is very important, right? We have to empathize the parent when they come to us with a lot of expectations. We need to empathize them. We need to give them the space to vent it out, and then only we have to give our own inputs. So you have to acknowledge the parents' feelings and concerns without defensiveness. You should not be defensive. You should not get into defensive mode, because you should not feel that, oh my God, they're questioning me. Let me be prepared. Let me give them left and right. No, it's not needed. When they come up with maybe at the time when they come, they're frustrated, they shout at you. Initially, they'll shout, they'll make a scene over there, but still it's fine. You have to ensure that you give them the space to settle down, calm them down, say that I'm there to hear to you, and then understand their concerns. Acknowledgement is very, very important for the parent to feel comfortable. Show them that you are the person who can deal the situation, and to comfort them, saying that let me understand the situation first, and then let me give you the right inputs. And then next point is gather specific information. So as a parent, now when the parent tells you that this is the thing that happened, this is the problem that happened in the class. So if you're aware of the situation, you have to tell them, yes, I'm aware, this is what has happened. If you're not aware, then you have to gather the information from the parent. Ask the parent for the detailed information about the bullying incident, how it happened, when it happened, and then where it occurred, what exactly it happened. So you have to ensure that you question them in a way wherein you understand what had happened to the child, so that it helps you to take the right decision. Okay, so share what you have observed. So if at all, as I said earlier, if at all you have seen something which happened, always it is better, in our school we have a policy, something going wrong with the child, small bacha gir gaya, or somewhere somebody hit the child or slapped the child unexpectedly, unknowingly or accidentally. So we immediately, small things, we still leave it. But when it is little bigger, when the child falls down, have a bump on his head, So we ensure that we call the parent and we tell them, comforting them, saying that it's a small thing, ma'am, I just wanted to get it to your notice. So a class teacher does this. But in case it is unnoticed, somewhere we are in some class, the child comes, the child didn't get this to our notice. So it happens that the child doesn't tell us, he or she goes home and shares it with the parents. Then you should, when if you're not aware, then you should understand, you should take the inputs from them. If you're aware, you have to give a clear insight about what has happened to the child. Next is explain school policies and procedures. So you have to tell the parent, you have to comfort the parent about the outline the schools, what the school policy is. Anti-bullying, we don't promote. So you have to tell that bullying is not promoted. We ensure that things are taken care of. There is a team who looks into this. So it is escalated to the heads immediately when such things happen. So they feel that, okay, fine, here the process is correct. It's not that it is unnoticed. It is okay that it is being taken to the higher end people and people involved correctly. And next is develop an action plan together. As I said again in the previous scenario also, always it is better to involve the parent when you're making an action plan. You have to tell them this, let's do this. We are going to talk to the child. We are going to talk to those parents. And then we are going to work out on these areas and ensure that it doesn't repeat. And what kind of support you want from the parent, you have to tell them, this is what I want from you. So it's very clear from both the ends. And then you need to follow up regularly. Something happened on the same day, you have just spoken to the parent and then left it. It's not correct. So you're going to check with the parent on a regular basis, keep the parent updated on what you have done and asking the parent how the child feels now. Is he finding it better? So now is he has overcome the situation. All those things, it is very much mandate. Okay, and involve staff, support staff if needed. So if bullying is very severe, it's something it's very serious that has to be looked into. Like higher grades and all, there are serious issues that happen, right, with bigger children. So if it is really very serious, you have to involve the support staff. Maybe you have to tell the counselor to regularly counsel the child. You have to get the different people like administrator people, psychologists, all those members you have to involve into this. If it is a small thing, still fine. When it's a bigger concern, you have to involve the support staff to take care of all these issues. And then you have to always ensure that parent is taken into consideration. Okay. So next slide, sir. So yeah. Now, as I said in my learning objective, we need to know different kinds of parents. There are different kinds of parents. We never know them by names. Have you heard, how many of you are aware of these kind of names that is reflecting on the slide here? Did you ever hear helicopter parent, Pinocchio's parent? So all this, did you hear? Anyone who is aware of these names?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, Kiran sir.
No, these are totally new, actually, new names for us.
Okay, so see, when we do have different parents and we might have interacted them in different scenarios, and now which scenario they fall into, now we need to understand. So these names, I was just browsing and I got to know, these are very interesting. So let me read it out for you. So helicopter parents, Pinocchio parents, submarine parent, Cape Crusader. So these are new names for many of the people, but then we had a session wherein I got to know these names and it was very interesting for me. So I thought, let me share these names with you all. So as the name says, somebody can read this, what this helicopter parent is like.
May I?
Yeah, please.
Helicopter parents, actually. Always around, constantly monitoring their child's progress and stepping in to fix problems.
Yes, they are like detectives. They are 24/7 with the children. They are, they know everything. They know, the child, which pen the child is using, how the child is writing, how much marks they have scored, and they question you when the child gets a half mark less, why the child got half mark less, and then they are ready to call you anytime, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, if necessary 11 o'clock. They are ready to call you anytime to disturb you when it is regarding to their child. So such kind of parents are called as helicopter parents, as they keep pouring around the child every time. They know everything about the child, everything that goes on in the school on a regular basis. Like they're very much connected to the school and the child. Okay, so what is the next name? It is Pinocchio's parent. So these parents are, what is it written? Someone please read out for me.
Pinocchio's parents believe their child is perfect and prefer to blame teachers for any issues.
Correct. So these parents, they are the one who believe that my child is the best child. My child is absolutely correct in all the areas. And if their child got into some trouble, it's definitely because of the teacher or because of some other child. Mera bacha ka to bilkul galat nahi hai yahan pe. They are like that sort of parents. They're very clear. My child is always correct. So it is a mistake of the other child or other teacher, or nahi teacher ka kaam hai. So as this kind of situation, did you ever come across some parents who are very particular that my child cannot do this? You ever come across such parents?
Yes, ma'am. Like most of the parents at this time, like they always, they are not ready to accept their child's mistakes or whatever it is. They immediately say that, it might be from their friends, they are influenced. Oh, my son is not like that, or my daughter is not like that. This is a quite frequent answer these days we get from the parents' end.
Correct. Because they don't want to take the blame on the child, or they're not happy taking the blame on the child, or a mistake being pointed towards the child. So now we know what these kind of parents are called as Pinocchio's parents. Okay, sounds interesting. Okay, next we have here submarine parent. Anybody else, please?
Yes, ma'am. May I?
Yeah, please, Subhashini, ma'am.
Submarine parents, rarely seen, are involved in their child's education, only appearing when problems arise.
Yes. So these parents are like ghosts. They hide somewhere deep in water, like, submarine, the name states. They hardly visit the school. They hardly come to PTMs. They hardly come with any, regular visits they don't give. But the moment something goes wrong, they are immediately, they are ready to fire questions on you. They are ready to come to school and then inquire. Only on PTMs they visit, and then suddenly there is a flow of question: why it's like this, why it's like that, why it's not been informed to us. They're never seen till the whole year, and by the end of the year, they come up with all these questions. We do have these kind of parents, right? I have come across such parents who doesn't turn up to school in spite of continuously calling them, and once suddenly when they visit, they say, "Oh, this is not right. Why is this with my child?" So at the end of the year, what justification can we do to the child? That's really sad, right? But these kind of parents who doesn't turn up, and once in a fine day when they comes and questions, they are called as submarine parents. Okay. So next one, someone else.
May I?
Yeah, please, Marina.
Cape Crusader frequently questions assignments and teaching methods, often challenging the teacher's authority.
Yes. So the Cape Crusaders means, no batsmen who that cape they put, and then they're like superpower heroes. We all seen that batsmen, no? Wahan pe jo, they have the cape behind, and then they feel that they have the superpower. So these kind of parents are those kind of parents who are ready to challenge every teaching method. वो लोग बोलते हैं, this is not right, that is not right. They are the one who makes judgment for the school. ऐसे लोग भी होता है. We do have such kind of parents, right? So they are called as Cape Crusaders because they are not ready to accept any kind of blame or any kind of a concern that we raise. They're ready to question back to the teacher. They're ready to say that your school policies are not correct. They are ready to talk or the teachers talents, the teacher's ability. Oh, this teacher is not good. That teacher is not capable enough. So these kind of people are called as caped crusaders. These kind of parents make our job interesting, actually, right? So next slide, sir. Ravi, sir, next slide.
Yes, ma'am. This is the next slide. Volcano parents.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Okay, so next is volcano parents. So who can guess? The name itself is saying so much, right?
They burst out. Once in a blue moon, they come and they burst out.
These kind, correct, Parthi, ma'am. These kind of parents prone to emotional outburst. They quickly get angry. They become anger when discussing with child's issues. They don't want to listen totally. Just they'll sit with the teacher. When teacher tells something, they are not ready to accept it. They literally shout at the teachers. They really burst out. They don't accept things. The key here is to stay calm, taking it personally. We should not take these kind of parents personally at all. Okay, next one is the stealth zapper. Next one, someone, please.
The stealth zapper acts supportive in person but criticizes the teacher or school behind the scenes.
So we have such kind of parents also, you agree? We call them as
Yes.
stealth zappers. In front of teacher, you're so good, ma'am. Without you, nothing is possible. Ma'am, you made my child learn these things excellent. They'll appreciate you. But behind, they'll criticize the teacher. They'll criticize the school's policies. They'll criticize the school's infrastructure. So there are so many things that these people act. They only act in front of us, and then behind they create fuss. So what are these kind of people called as? Stealth zappers. Okay, interesting. Next, hothouse parent. So now this one is actually easy to spot. These parents are overly ambitious for the child to be the best. They're overly ambitious. They want the child to be the best. They want the child to participate in assemblies. They want the child to participate in competitions. Like they keep telling that my child is best from all the aspects. Ensure that the child should be a participant in all the areas. So these kind of parents are always ready to push their children to excel at any cost. Though the child is not that excellent, but these parents feel that my child can do anything. So such parents are called as hothouse parents. Then the last one that we have is tyrant. So they are, yes, over expectations from the child. Correct, ma'am. The next word is we have tyrant parent. So tyrants are like dictators. They are dictators. And they expect special treatments and wants things done their way. I want this to be done this way, please. They come and they give instructions to the teachers and they go. Ma'am, I'll give you a suggestion. Do this way, do that way. So like these kind of what is it called, attitude that a person has is absolutely wrong. But we do have such parents. So these kind of parents are called as tyrant parents, who basically likes to dictate the teachers or anyone. Like they directly come, they tell, ma'am, I think you have to change the, even to the principals, they go and they kind of suggest the principals and headmisters and all those people. They feel that they are right from every angle, and then the
Ask
other person.
me, I am a victim of this.
Even me, sir. So they are parents like that. But we never knew this name for that parent, this name for that parent, and all right. But when I saw this, I was feeling so interesting. So we can remember those kind of parents with these names. So these were a few names that I just wanted to say. But one thing, all the educators, we have to understand. By the end of the day, our goal is to create a collaborative environment with the parents and students. We cannot, at any cost, we need to be humble. We need to understand whatever they are, whoever they are. So we need to build that confidence in them that we are for them. And managing all these kind of parents should be our talent. Like we need to use different strategies to ensure that we manage these kind of parents effectively. Okay, so anyone who can remember or now who remember these names and tell me, we have 8 names. So quickly, I'll ask few of the participants. So what all you remember, you can share. Archana ma'am, can you please? Archana ma'am or Harpreet ma'am? No. One or two is also enough, good enough. Not all. Previous slide, 1 or 2.
Ma'am, helicopter parents.
Very good, ma'am. Who is this? Varalakshmi ma'am? Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Clap for you.
Thank
Next,
you, ma'am.
next. One more.
Parents.
Archana?
Submarine parents.
Submarine parents. Very good.
The
Very
Cape
good.
Crusaders.
Kiran sir, you
Pinocchio's
said something?
parents.
The Cape
Pinocchio's
Crusaders.
parent. Kiran sir is saying Cape Crusader, right?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir. And then, who can say all the 8
Pinocchio's
names?
parents.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All 8 names, who can tell?
Hard house parent.
What is that?
Hot
What's that,
house
ma'am?
parent.
Yes, may I,
Hot
ma'am?
house parent. Correct. Correct. Hot house parent.
May I, ma'am? May I tell the names?
Yeah, please.
Helicopter parents, submarine parents, Pinocchio parents, Cape Crusaders mostly. Hothouse parents, volcano,
Very good. Oh, very good.
stealth, tyrant.
Still zapper. Correct. Very good.
Ireland.
Clap for everyone. So we have to memorize these names to help ourselves name those parents whenever they come to us. So we should think, oh, this parent is that Cape Crusader. Oh, this parent is that Pinocchio's parent. So we can remember, right? These names are a little interesting. Yes, Beulah ma'am?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Okay. Someone said something? Okay. Now we'll quickly see how to address each kind of parent. Like, we know all these parents now. So how do we address these kind of parents? It's only, let's leave one slide, we'll go through and then we'll understand, okay, these are for these parents, we have to ensure that we behave in this way. So can we go to the next slide, sir? So your voice is breaking. You're saying something? Okay. So how to handle different type of parents? Next slide. Yeah. So we will just go through these and it's all self-explanatory. But then again, I'll just choose one person to read this out for me. So we'll help ourselves to understand how to handle each parent. Okay, this first slide is how do we handle helicopter parents? So anyone, please? So first thing is helicopter parents are always, they're always around us. They're always around the child, around us in the sense 24/7, they're behind the child. They know everything about the child. They are ready to disturb you anytime, at any place. Okay, so how do we handle these parents? You can read, ma'am. Beulah, ma'am. Yeah.
How to handle helicopter parents. Always around, constantly monitoring their child's progress and stepping in to fix problems. Reassure and communicate. Let them know their child is capable and keep them regularly informed about their child's progress. Set boundaries. Maintain confidentiality and avoid sharing personal contact details. Acknowledge and guide. Appreciate their involvement but encourage balanced participation.
Good. Thanks, ma'am. Thank you. So as we know what they are, so now we have to reassure and communicate. So we need to let them know that their child is capable and keep them regularly informed about their child's progress. So because they are curious to know more about the child, we have to ensure that we give the regular updates to them so that they are happy with our performances. And then second is set boundaries. It is very, very important. If we don't set boundaries with this kind of parents, they are ready to disturb us 24/7, as I said. So we need to be very careful. We have to maintain confidentiality on few things. We should not share our personal contact details, either mobile numbers, because we are very particular in our school. We don't allow teachers to share their mobile numbers to any of the parents, because we have seen situation where teachers were troubled even at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock and all. So for that, we are very strict in this regard. So even teachers, you have to ensure that your personal details are not given to any of the parents. If they need, they have to approach the heads. You have your coordinators and in charges and all, right? There is always a process in your schools, right? So you have to ensure you don't give any personal detail. Yeah, someone was saying something. Okay. And then appreciate their involvement. So you cannot say that, sir, you be away, we'll take care of her. We cannot say all these things, right? We have to appreciate them, saying that, okay, happy that you're always with your child, but encourage balanced participation. So you have to ensure that you're though appreciating, but then you're like you can tell them like, I'm there to take care of your child, and let them not worry so much. So the next slide is about Pinocchio's parent, I guess. So next slide, sir. Yeah. Anybody else? I would want someone else to read this.
Hello, ma'am. Can I read?
Yeah, please.
How to handle Pinocchio's parents. Believe their child is perfect and prefer to blame teachers for any issues. Be clear and prepared. Focus on specific details. Who, what, where, when, why, and present your facts confidently. Involve the child respectfully. Include the child in the conversation without embarrassing them. Focus on solutions rather than blame. Maintain professionalism. Keep the tone respectful and avoid sarcasm to ensure a constructive dialogue.
Correct. Thanks a lot, ma'am. So this kind of parents is very important, teachers. So as they believe that their child is perfect, we need to be very cautious in talking to them, and then informing them the information that has to be given to them should be very clear, and should be very specific. So here, when I'm talking about be clear and prepared, see, such kind of parents, they are very keen about the child and they want perfection from us, right? So you need to focus on specific details, like what happened. They come and tell you like, no, my child didn't do this, some other child did it. You need to know first the situation, what happened, where it happened, when it happened, and you have to present your facts confidently. That means you need to have evidences for these kind of parents. You should always keep evidences. You should keep proofs, to talk with proofs to these parents. Unless or when you don't talk confidently, they are going to talk again. They're not happy with your conversation with them. So when you have things in place, when you speak confidently with all those evidences, they don't have chance to question you. So that's very important. So now in this process, you can't speak to your other teachers, this parent is a waste, or bacha is waste, the child is like this, the parent is like this. We should be little careful with in these regards. So you have to, when you're including the child for conversation, when you're talking with the parent, when you're talking to the child, you have to ensure that you're balancing. Sometimes it happens, you get mad and you get aggressive, but the child is observing everything, right? You should not make the child feel embarrassing about the parent's act. Neither the parent feel embarrassed in front of the child. You should balance such issues, and your focus should be to get a solution rather to blame anyone. Okay? And then maintain professionalism. Your tone should be respectful. Though you're not happy with the parents' blame on you, or though you're not happy with the parent correcting us or questioning us, we need to have that balance maintained. The respectful tone maintained. We cannot speak in a sarcastic way to them, or just saying something on the face directly. You should have your dialogues constructively, because it's again going to lead in a different way. You should be very prepared. A teacher should be very prepared when you're talking to such kind of parents. Okay, so can we go to the next slide, sir? So here, handle submarine parents. Yeah, someone? Kavita ma'am, you want to read it?
Ma'am, can I read?
Yeah, please, Subhashini ma'am.
How to handle submarine parents, rarely seen or involved in their child's education, only appearing when problems arise. Initiate communication, reach out to them proactively through emails, phone calls, or meetings to keep them updated on their child's progress. Encourage involvement, invite them to parent-teacher meetings, school events, and academic discussions to engage them more actively in their child's education.
Next is provide clear feedback.
Provide clear feedback, share specific observations and suggestions about their child's academic and behavioral development to help them understand their child's needs better.
Yeah, great. Thanks, ma'am. So such parents who doesn't show interest to come to school on a regular basis, and when they are keenly questioning you at the end, you should be very careful to make sure that you call them well in advance, and then you tell them what they have to do. Sir, I think you went to the next slide. Just give me a minute. Okay. So can we go to the previous slide?
Caped Crusader parents is that we are discussing, right?
No, we are discussing about no, sir, backpack. Submarine parents.
Okay.
So yeah, so these people, these kind of parents, you have to be proactive. You have to ensure that you're giving information to the, you know that this kind of parent, they don't turn up, and once in a day, once in a blue moon, they suddenly come out and then they have their own concerns. Yes, ma'am, somebody is calling me. Okay. So you should be proactive in such regards, and you have to ensure that information is passed through emails and then phone calls. You have to make it and keep them updated and what on the child's progress. And you have to invite them regularly, because you very well know that they'll not turn up unless until you call them for. And keep you have to give up. You have to provide a clear feedback to them as and when it is needed, so that they're kept involved and they're kept updated. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Yeah, now here we have how to handle Caped Crusader parents. Can someone quickly read out?
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, please, Varalakshmi ma'am.
How to handle Caped Crusader parents. Frequently questions assignments and teaching methods, often challenging the teacher's authority. First one, stay calm and open. Listen actively without being defensive and value their feedback. Provide clear explanation. Explain the reasons behind assignments and classroom policies with transparency. Set boundaries and involve them. Politely assert that decisions are based on educational standards and suggest positive ways they can contribute, like volunteering.
Very good, ma'am. So these kind of parents are little danger for us, right? So we should be very careful with such kind of parents, because they are the one who often challenging the teacher's authority also. So though they are challenging the teacher's authority and they're questioning the management and all, first and foremost thing is stay calm and open. You have to be a good listener. We all know that we should be good listeners. So we should be good listeners, and we should never get into defensive mode. Once you get into defensive mode, that will go to somewhere, big conflicts start from there. So you should be careful with these kind of parents. And you have to provide clear expectation, as well as you have to set the boundaries. You have to tell them this is not accepted, sir. This is what is the school's policy. This is how we run the show. And thanks for your inputs. We will see how we can make it happen. This is the way you have to handle such kind of parents. Next slide, sir. Yeah, volcano parents, we all know these, they are prone to emotional outbursts and anger when discussing their child's issue. So when people are angry, what are we supposed to do? Again, we cannot shout back at them when things will get worse, right? So as well here also we need to stay calm and professional, because if we shout back to them or if we start arguing with them, what will happen? It will show that we are very much unprofessional. So to maintain our professionalism, we have to accept in the sense, I'm not asking you to accept if they're angry and shouting at you back, but it is your smartness to listen to them carefully and then give back in the right way that has to be done. So you'll have a calm mindset. You'll listen to them and acknowledge their feelings, and then again you're going to set the boundaries and then offer solutions. You'll tell them, don't worry, I'm there to take care of your child, and this is what is I'm planning to help you. So as well, they are going to calm down, and then they should feel that I'm being heard. So these kind of parents, they should feel that, okay, I'm being heard, my concerns are being addressed, and I'll be supported. That feel you should give them. Next slide, sir. How to handle stealth zapper parents. So as I said, these are the parents who criticize, right? In front of you, they are very good. Behind you, they are very interested in criticizing the schools, criticizing the staff, the admin. They do this very well. So what we have to do, stay transparent and direct. So we need to be very clear with them. The communication should be very open and honest to prevent hidden agendas. So we need to be very transparent in saying, this is how we run the show. This is how the school's policy is. This is what the agenda is. So when things are very transparent to them, they are not having much chance to criticize on the school. But if it is a practice, it's their habit, we cannot control on them, right? But from our aspect, we need to be very clear and transparent and document conversation. Whenever we are speaking to such kind of people, we have to ensure things are kept in written form, a record to be maintained. And then we encourage direct communication. So you can ask them to raise concerns directly rather than through indirect channels. So this is very important, teachers. I have few parents who talk behind. In front of me, ma'am, you're this, you're that. And behind, when they say something, I don't mind calling such parents directly to my room and then talking to them and correcting them where they're going wrong. This is very much needed for a school. And even if it is for the teacher, when they do this sort for the teacher behind, when I come to know, I ensure that the parent is called into my room and I talk it straight to them. I tell this is not acceptable at all. So that I don't know how many schools does this, but it's very important to take a stand for the teachers from the management side, as well as teacher should take a stand for yourself when things are going wrong, and that too in a very polite way. Okay, so next slide, sir. So how to handle hot house parents. So these are the ambitious. These are overly ambitious for the child's success, right? Pushing them to excel at any cost. They want their child to excel at any cost. So they are ready to do anything that they can do for the child. So these kind of parents, what are you supposed to do? Acknowledge their high expectations, encourage a balanced approach, set clear limits. You have to gently remind them that overloading the child with activities and a pressure can hinder rather than help growth, right? So this should be conveyed to them in a very positive way, saying that the child will be troubled if at all he's been pushed into every activity or every competition or etc. So that the parent is sometimes he accepts us and understands. Otherwise, it's still fine that at least we made things very clear to such kind of parents. Okay, next slide, sir. So these are tyrant parents. I want someone to read this out for me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You want to read it out, ma'am?
Stay calm and professional. Respond with patience and avoid getting defensive or emotional.
Set boundaries firmly but politely. Let them know that while you value their input, certain decisions are made in the best interest of all students. Offer collaborative solutions. Suggest ways to work together to address their concerns while maintaining classroom policies.
Correct. Thanks, ma'am, Subhashini ma'am. So tyrant parents are a sort of dictators. They come and they tell us what we have to do. They tell even the school policies can be changed as per their interest. So we do have such parents, right? So when such parents come in, again, the same policy, we need to be calm and again professional, because arguing with them or saying that no, you're wrong and all, it doesn't really, it's not needed for us, right? So we need to respond with patience and avoid getting defensive or emotional. When they tell that this is wrong, something happening, or what nonsense is this that's happening, we need not get defensive there, or we need not even feel emotional. Or yeah, why they're shouting at us and all. We have to correct our mental. We should be very mindful. We should only understand that as teachers, our main goal is the child's success and the child's well-being. So are we going on the right path by taking care of the children? How aggressive the parent is, or how mentally disturbing more the parent is, it's not our lookout. Our lookout is only one important thing, that is the goal that we have, the child's success, and the child's success in academics as well as well-being, holistic development of the child. So when we are focused more on this, we don't bother about what extra is happening in our life when these parents enter, right? So we need to stay calm and professional. Again, we need to set boundaries. And most importantly, we need to be firm with these parents, but politely we have to convey things and offer collaborative solution. Like we need to suggest ways to work together to address their concerns while maintaining classroom policies. When we involve these parents, what happens, when they don't know what work we do and they give suggestions to us. So we have to involve them, ask them to get into the work that is being done. Some areas, wherever there is a possibility, to make them realize that they are wrong. So you need to involve them to make them the realization happening in them. Okay. So the next slide, sir. Yeah. So here, overall, I summarized so what are the effective communication strategy when a parent teacher meets, when they are in PTM or when the parent teacher conference happens? What are the effective communication strategies that a person should follow? So anyone please read out for me. It's a summary of all that we have discussed.
Develop effective.
So what a teacher should actually do. Okay, what are you supposed to do? Let's read out one by one.
Focus on positive.
Yes.
Allow the parents to vent without interrupting. Just listen and let them finish.
Yes.
Set egos aside and try to understand the parents' perspective. Reassure the parents that you know their child well. Be on the same team. The child's success is what matters. Listen actively, paraphrase, clarify, and avoid judgment. Maintain a calm tone and body language. Avoid sarcasm. Be prepared with a pen and paper for notes. End the meeting politely if it becomes unproductive.
Okay. So overall, what are we supposed to do when we meet the parents and when we are into the conversing with the parent? We have to focus on positive. Our motto should be, let's focus only on the positive. What all other thing happens, let's not be bothered about. So these things, it will help teachers to know, these are the checklists for us. So as teachers, okay, let me not get mad with something going wrong. It's fine. Let it happen. But how do I maintain myself? Let me be calm. Let me be positive. So how do I interact with parents? These are the points you have to have, checklists that you have to follow regularly. So focus on the positivity, allow the parent to vent out without interrupting. So our first slide, there was a quote, right? Seek to understand, then to be understood. So what does that mean? First of all, we need to hear to the parent. Let them vent it out. They came to you with so many concerns. They have pain in their heart. And it is that love for the child, right? So it's fine. It's okay because they're angry, something went wrong, because they love their child, they're venting it out to you. So you have to ensure that let them finish it. And then you have to put your own points. Here in this regards, you should not worry about egos. You have to set your egos aside and then try to understand what the parent actually wants to convey. And you have to assure the parent saying that, don't worry, sir, I'm there for your child. I'll be taking care of you. That assurance to be given to the parent so that they build the trust on you. So be on the same team. That is whatever the parent is saying. If the parent is saying negative, it doesn't mean that you're going to say yes, sir, no. No, right? We have our own self-respect, right? So we are going to talk. We are going to be very transparent. This is what is wrong, sir. I'm so sorry. But don't worry, sir. I'm there for your child. I'm ensuring that your child's academic success is my responsibility. That assurance and accountability should be taken by the teacher. And then maintain a calm tone and a body language. See the way we present ourselves, the way in the facial expressions also. If you're not happy, if you make the chichida face, parents will not like it. They'll understand, this person is not very happy with my child. They're in a worry then. How will she take care of my child? Will she put it back to my child? All this, your body language should be very presentable. And then it should be like, you are ready to accept, you're ready to hear to whatever the concerns the parent have. And most important thing is you have to make a note of, we do this, right? During PTMs, we have a suggestion book wherein we keep writing whatever the suggestions or whatever the remarks that's being given by the parent. It's very important to make your own notes so that will help you to refer later. And your meeting should be ending in a polite, positive mode. If it is somewhere your meetings are not ending in a positive way, it's a heavy heart. Parent is going with a heavy heart. When parent goes with a heavy heart, what happens? Lot of disturbance happen, and and it is for the longer period. So he will not forgive you. They'll keep thinking about you. They're thinking bad about you, all those things. Your last point should be, whenever a parent moves out from your room, should always go out in a happy mode, understanding that, okay, I'm being heard and I'll be taken care of. My child will be taken care of. This assurance is mandate for us. Okay. So next slide, sir. Yeah. So here it is, aggressive responses reveals that you are. See, when teachers, I understand the pain of the teachers. No one can really understand what we undergo. 20 years of experience I have in this educational sector. I had a lot of difficulties as a teacher as well. I have faced so many parents, so much of trouble happening around, so many parents in different mood set, different mindset, all those things. But those 10 days, it was so difficult for me to understand and adjust with scenarios. But later, when I understood, okay, the main motto that we should have in our mind is whatever the parent is, whoever the parent is, our responsibility is child success. We should be only worried about that. And then we should be able to balance. And when we reveal aggressive, when we talk to our parents in an aggressive mode or, in an aggressive tone, it will reveal that we are so unprofessional. We are directly blaming on the parent. We are not specific on what we are speaking. We should have the tools to speak, right? Isko kuch pata nahi hai teacher ko, just she's speaking because we are here. No, we should be very specific. So these kind of, when we get into aggressive mode, this is shown on our face. And we are insulting the parent, arguing with the parent. All this is not at all correct. And then you're saying, oh, this child is always this. I cannot deal with this child. This is all, a negative signs of the teacher. You should never have these kind of expressions or these kind of behavior within you. Though you have this practice, sometimes gussa aa jata hai. We all are human beings. We get mad with things, right? We have to have a control. And we should be able to have a positive mindset. Okay, teachers, I know it is tough, but then let's practice this. Okay, next slide, sir. Yeah, right response is proactive. So when you're right, when you're proactive, that shows that you are professional in all the interactions. But just understand these points. When you're proactive and when you're right, when your responses are right, clear in expectations. You are very clear in expectations. What you expect, you should be very clear to the parent. then they'll feel that, okay, this lady is really good at her work. You should be direct and specific. You should be supported by documentation. That's again evidences, proofs. Have a plan in place. Okay, for this child is a slow learner, let me have this plan in place. And the other person, this is my adopted child, let me have that plan in place. So you should always have a plan in place to speak on it to the parents. Define a replacement behavior. So when defines a replacement behavior about you teachers, takes action, insist on parental supports. So whenever it's needed, you have to insist on parental support. So these responses, when you're right, these are seen. Resolves issues. So you're able to resolve issues, right? So these are the right aspects, or being, when you're proactive, these are the things that is seen. And the next slide, sir. So behind every challenging conversation is a shared goal, the success and well-being of the child. You agree? Whatever the conversation that we have with the parent, whatever the challenging conversation we have with the parent's motto is success of the child and the child's well-being. And even our motto is success of the child and child's well-being, right? So what is the final thought? Someone read it out for me.
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, please, sir. Kiran, sir.
Behind every challenging conversation is a shared goal, the success and well-being of the child.
Yes.
The final thought. Yes, ma'am. Sure. May I read it?
Yeah, please carry on.
No matter how difficult the situation, the right approach is always to stay calm, listen actively, communicate clearly, and work towards a solution with the child's best interest at heart.
You agree, teachers? So last slide, it's very difficult, teachers, but the last slide is forgive them even if they are not sorry. Possible? Ravi sir, possible?
100%, because that is within us, right? So we can always forgive. We always have a chance to forgive. Yeah.
I'm done with my session, sir.
Great.
Thank you,
ma'am.
all the participants.
Yes. So, dear participants, in case you have any queries, you can come forward and ask your queries. Okay. Is there anyone willing to give your feedback about the session? We would really appreciate.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, Kiran, sir, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good
The
evening.
session was really very helpful and it was very useful, where we came to know a lot of information. And all these days, it was like random problems what we were facing, and we didn't have a very much clarity. But this session, how to analyze parents under different categories, where parents come up with different problems, how to categorize them, and what kind of solutions to be given to those parents. So that was really very much effective, and hope this will really help us in the near future to handle parents effectively. So
Thank you, Beulah.
extremely great. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Kiran, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. This session actually exactly wonderful, ma'am, because today we come to actually what are the different kind of parents, their actually scenarios, and how to tackle the problems. Actually, we have the different grievances redressal programs, the committees also, but through this actually session we come to know actually what are the real problems and how to tackle these problems. Actually, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would really like to appreciate the resource person of the day, Mrs. Lakshmi Koduru, for a wonderful session, especially which is for all sessions. This is a common statement that I pass. It's the need of the hour. And I believe all the resource persons in SNTTC, they are coming with the sessions which are the need of hour. So, yes, especially for there are participants who are new to the profession as well. And several times they are tested. Parents test the teacher, whether the teacher is strong or whether the teacher is very naive. Okay, so because at the end of the day, everyone are human beings and they have different tendencies while they are thinking. So that was indeed a wonderful session, creating an awareness about different types of parents and how they are to be dealt with. So thank you so much, Lakshmi ma'am, for your valuable and valuable time and wonderful inputs that you have given to all the participants of the day, and lots of appreciations from the end of SNTTC. Now, dear participants,
Thanks a
in
lot, sir.
case in case you wish to take a certificate for this particular session, you have to send rupees 50 to the following number: 9908925730. It's 9908925730. You can send 50 rupees through GPay, PhonePe, or Paytm, and you have to send a screenshot of the payment to the same number through WhatsApp.
So
And
will you please
within
repeat the number?
I have written it in the chat box: 9908925730. This is the what do we say, number. And the people, whoever is paying the money, you need to send the screenshot of the payment along with your complete name, the way you want on the certificate, to the same number. Within 24 hours, the certificate will be generated and sent to the same WhatsApp number. So this is the process of getting a certificate. And as you all know, we have more than 60 resource persons in SNTTC today, and people who really wish to make a career in teacher training can ping me on the same WhatsApp number, so that you can get information about the upcoming what do we say, a train the trainer session, and join in case you are willing. So the number I have already written: 9908925730. 08925730.
So your number is not being visible. I typed it. Is it correct? 9908925730.
5730. Yes, ma'am. That's the number. Thank you, everyone. Let us meet in the
Ravi sir,
upcoming
2 lines
session.
about you. So Ravi sir is a great motivator. I really admire Ravi sir for his skills that he has. He pushes people to participate and he encourages everyone. I admire that quality in Ravi sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's all for today. Let us meet in the upcoming session again. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, sir.
Thank you,